Yo, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another Hypixel Skyblock video. Today I will be bringing to you an updated guide on everything that you need to know about how to Bazaar flip in Hypixel Skyblock. I'll be discussing everything from the different types of Bazaar flipping and any possible items you may need to Bazaar flip. However, before I do get into this video, I ask that you consider subscribing to my channel because about 85% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed to my channel. And as I am currently grinding toward YouTube rank, I really would appreciate it if you do decide to subscribe. Now with the introduction out of the way, let's get into my ultimate guide on how to Bazaar flip in Hypixel Skyblock. So in terms of useful items that you may need while Bazaar flipping, the one that comes to mind to me is the Personal Compactor. The base level Personal Compactor 4000 costs about 500,000 coins in the auction house and allows you to automatically compact one item of your choice. This item is highly useful for the buy order craft flipping method that I will talk about, but that's toward the end of the video. However, if you don't plan on using that method, I wouldn't really recommend getting a Personal Compactor as you don't really need one. And when it comes to useful tips while inside of the Bazaar, I recommend you click this iron ore in the bottom right of the Bazaar. With advanced mode on, every single item in the Bazaar gives you its sell and buy order volume within the last 7 days. And this can be very useful when trying to find items that will both buy and sell quickly, which will maximize your profits. The first type of Bazaar flipping that I will talk about is called margin flipping. Margin flipping is where you put in a buy order for an item, and once that item fills, you put it up for a sell offer back to the Bazaar. Margin flipping is a very good method for new players to Skyblock because it requires no collections at all for margin flips. When looking for a good item to margin flip inside of the Bazaar, two things should be taken into account. Number one, the actual margin price of the item, and number two, the amount of times that item has been sold. In my opinion, this type of Bazaar flipping is one of the best because there's very low risk of losing coins and there's potential to make millions of coins with this method. So let's look at a few examples. The first example I'm going to look at is Crimson Essence. And while it does require Catacombs 20 to flip Crimson Essence, there are no other requirements for this method. I'm going to go into here and put in a buy order for 100 Crimson Essence for 1.3 million coins. Once all 100 of my Crimson Essence is filled, I could take it back to the Bazaar and I could put it up for a sell offer at 1.357 million coins. In total, this flip makes me about 50,000 coins and is very simple to do. As another example, I'm going to look at a really active margin flip inside of the Bazaar, Recombobulators. I'm going to put in a buy order for a Recombobulator for just under 6 million coins. Once my Recombobulator fills inside of the Bazaar, I can take it back to the Bazaar and I could sell offer for about 40,000 coins profit. However, here you can see with the Recombobulator that it almost immediately filled and I made an instant 40,000 coins profit. And depending on if the margin is really good, you can make up to 100,000 coins profit per flip. And as one final example of margin flipping, I'm going to prove that you don't need to spend a ton of money to actually margin flip. I'm going to look at a really low costing item in the Bazaar, Lapis Lazuli. I'm going to go into Lapis and I'm going to put in a buy order for 10,000 Lapis Lazuli. Right now, this only cost me about 36,000 coins. Once all 10,000 of my Lapis fills inside of the Bazaar, I'm going to flip the order. Currently, the cheapest sell price for Lapis is about 4.5 coins in the Bazaar. So I'm going to right click on my Lapis, hit flip order and type in 4.5 coins. And we'll see in the chat that I flipped this Lapis and I make 9,000 coins profit. And this should sell fairly quickly inside of a sell offer in the Bazaar. Margin flipping is very effective and can be used with almost every item in the game, and I highly recommend that you check it out. The second type of Bazaar flipping that I'm going to be talking about is also really good for new players to the game. I am of course going to be talking about NPC flipping. NPC flipping involves Bazaar flipping items that you either buy from or sell to the NPC shops in Skyblock. These two types of NPC flipping require no item collections to complete, making it very simple for new players to the game. The first type of NPC flipping is buying from the NPCs. This involves buying items from NPC shops and reselling them to the Bazaar to make a profit. These types of flips can be really profitable but aren't really that good because you can only do them one time per day, as the buy order limit from NPCs is 640 items. However, some items can yield tens of thousands in profit when resold to the Bazaar. So let's take a look at the most efficient NPC to Bazaar flips. Starting with some of the most profitable, we're going to go over to the builder in the hub and we're going to go to the rocks and bricks section. We're going to go down to ice and buy 640 ice from the builder, and then we're going to go to packed ice and do the same. In all, this costs us about 6.4 thousand coins to buy. We can then go back to the Bazaar and we can insta sell this ice for 22.4 thousand coins. One final really good NPC to Bazaar flip is iron ingots. I'm going to buy 10 stacks of iron ingots from the mine mine merchant for about 3,500 coins. And here at the iron forger, I could buy 10 more stacks of iron ingots for 3,200 coins. So in total, this costs us about 6,700 coins to buy all of this iron. I can then head over to the bazaar and sell this iron for 21,000 coins. There are other items that you can buy from NPCs and resell to the bazaar that will make a profit. However, I'll show you how to find those flips later on in the video. The second type of NPC flipping involves buying items from the bazaar at a cheaper price than the NPC sell price and then selling those items to the NPC shops. This method of NPC flipping can yield higher profits than the previous method because the sell limit to NPC shops is way higher. There are certain items in the bazaar that can be purchased and resold to the NPCs for profit, and here are a few. The first item that I'm going to look at is enchanted clay. I'm going to click on buy instantly and I'm going to buy a stack of enchanted clay for 30.4 thousand coins. And I'm going to go over to the NPC and you can see I can sell it for 30.72 thousand coins, making about 300 coins profit. So to make a ton of profit with this method, all you have to do is go into enchanted clay and buy instantly a full inventory. As long as you're buying the clay for less than 480 coins, you're always going to make a profit with this method. And you can make potentially millions of coins by reselling enchanted clay to the NPCs. The second flip involving selling to the NPCs that I'm going to look at is gemstones. The sell price of any flawed gemstone to the NPC is 240 coins. So if you're able to buy order any of these gemstones for less than that, you'll make a profit. Here you can see that my buy order filled within about 30 seconds and I could take these out of the bazaar and start to sell them to the NPC. And I was able to make about 5 coins each profit per gemstone. And with the amount of gemstones that you can potentially get to fill inside of buy orders, I highly recommend you check out this method as well. The last type of bazaar flipping that I will be talking about is the buy order craft flipping method. This type of bazaar flipping is the most complex, but it can lead to you making millions in profit. However, you do have to be careful because with this method, you could potentially lose coins inside of the bazaar. So it's important to find the right items to flip. To put it simply, craft flipping is where you buy items inside of the bazaar and craft them into a different item. Then you could sell offer that item back to the bazaar, but in certain circumstances, you could sell it to the auction house as well. To start, let's look at items that you can craft flip and resell back to the bazaar. The first flip that I'm going to look at is in the woods and fishes section, and it's fish bait. Now, one downside to buy order craft flipping is that you do require item collections for certain flips. And to be able to make fish bait, you need raw salmon 6 collection or about 1,000 raw salmon. So I suggest before you try to flip an item using this method, make sure that you have the collection unlocked so you don't waste a ton of coins. So in total, we're going to spend a little bit less than 40,000 coins on this flip. I'm going to take my items out of the bazaar and then I can go over to the crafting table and I can start crafting them together to make fish bait. Once I've made all 1,000 of my fish bait, I can take it back to the bazaar and I can insta sell it for almost 80,000 coins. One flip that I have used in the past to make almost 10 million coins an hour is whale bait. However, I'm not going to touch on whale bait in this video because it's just way too complex for this tutorial. However, if you want to see the video on how I made almost 10 million coins an hour with whale bait, it'll be in the description. So as I did mention earlier, there are certain bazaar flips that you can craft and resell to the auction house. Similar to the previous flips that I did talk about, these do require collections. However, these also could lead to a ton of profit inside of the bazaar. And here are a few examples. For my first example, I'm going to make an aspect at the end. In total, I'm going to have to buy 1 enchanted diamond, 1,024 blaze rods, and 10,240 ender pearls. In total, this flip cost me about 87,000 coins. And then as my ender pearls start to fill inside of the bazaar, I can put an enchanted ender pearl inside of my personal compactor, and then I can start to take out the rest of the ender pearls. Once I have all of my enchanted eyes of ender, I can put them inside of the crafting table along with my enchanted diamond to make my aspect of the end. I can then resell the aspect at the end to the auction house for almost 200,000 coins. This makes me about 110,000 coins profit and is very efficient for new players in Skyblock. And as one final example, I'm going to look at flipping beacons. Now this flip is definitely not for newer players. As we can see inside of the collection, you need 1 million mithril collection to make a beacon. However, if you do have 1 million mithril collection, I do suggest that you check out this flip because it can be pretty good. However, once I've made my tier 1 beacon, I can go over to the auction house and I can see that my beacon is selling for 600,000 coins. We only spent about 320,000 coins and we're going to make about 250,000 coins profit. And that's honestly really good because this only took me about a minute to make and I can put it up in the auction house and no matter how long it's going to take to sell, I'll still make a profit with it. So now that I've gone over all of the different types of bazaar flipping, I have a couple useful tips that you should use to maximize your profits while bazaar flipping. If you're struggling to find flips inside of the bazaar, I recommend that you go over to the website bazaartracker.com. This site gives really helpful insight on profitable craft flips, top margins, NPC flips, and more. And this site can be really good when trying to find good flips to find inside of the bazaar, and I'll link it inside of the description. My last tip for maximizing profits inside of the bazaar Bazaar is to go to the community center and unlock the Bazaar Flipper upgrade. The first tier of this upgrade is completely free, and it is really helpful because it reduces Bazaar taxes and increases your maximum orders. And this upgrade is really helpful for the buy order margin flipping, because sometimes with that type of Bazaar flipping, you will lose a lot of your profits with Bazaar taxes. And the more taxes that you can get rid of, the more profit you'll make. Thank you all so much for watching this guide. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it was helpful to you. If you enjoyed this guide and want to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to let me know by leaving a like on the video and let me know in the comments as well. I think that I covered everything that I needed to in this video, but I might have missed some stuff, so if I did, just let me know. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And if you do subscribe to my channel, it really would mean a lot to me, and I really would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye!